Aye, aye, aye. Alright, but here we are, spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map. It is our Australian Zerg in the blue. It is NXZ.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Waterfall, we have the red Zerg player himself, representing the land of New Zealand. It is RiSky.
Yeah, that's right. And away we go. No pool firsts coming out from either player just yet. As I say, that does look like Ryan's going to throw that one down. Both players throwing down a early 16 pool, but no 12 pools, nothing too crazy like that. Both of them just wanting to play things a little bit safer on this small map.
He's doing it again. This is exactly what he whipped out against Oreo, designed to counter a 12 pool. NXZ going for the pool, then gas, then hatch.
Yeah, that's right. Going for a little bit of a different build. You have to explain this to me a little bit because I have no idea how ZvZ works.
Well, again, this is designed. So your usual 12 pool your usual pool first, which is what RiSky has done, is designed to be pretty defensive. You know, it's not really too aggressive. You have lings to work with. If lings rock up, if there was a 12 pool or even a 13-12, you have a much more higher chance at defending it without really taking too many losses. So you have that advantage. But the downside is that you do have delayed link speed, you do have delayed gas, so a lot of players from here will just skip bailing nests and go straight into roaches, right, and wall off on two bases, depending on how the game progresses. NXZ is going at this in a bit of a different way. You know, why don't I just be safe but also be aggressive at the same time, by delaying his hatchery. It will delay his economy, but he doesn't really intend to make use of his economy.
Yeah, that's right. We have that link speed started up right away. He will be sending those 6 links straight across the map as he drones up at home. And he is continuing to mine gas. So yeah, expecting to see some early tech. And there goes the Bane Nest.
Yes, there we go. Bane Nest is on the way. He's going to be going for a massive Ling Bane all-in from here. But again, he is disguising this as something a little bit more normal and a little bit more defensive. It's going to be on RiSky to scout across the map and figure out the fact that there is no droning and that there is that Bane Nest.
Playing like you, like.
I've looked at this and I'm like, maybe I should try this, maybe. But this is more all in than what I do, to be fair. Okay, look, I'm more honorable.
By like 3 drones.
yeah. Hey, 3 drones. That's a lot of drones. Okay, that's a lot of drones. That's 3. It's more than 2.
Aye. Meanwhile, we do see RiSky coming in with this ling. Is going to scout the drone transfer as well. Ryan just hiding those lings really well there, but he is going to be able to scout the Bane Nest.
Yeah, he scouts the Bane Nest. He also sees, hold on, that was a fake drone transfer. We don't have any saturation here or full saturation in the main base. NXZ was just trying to make it look as if he was droning while he goes all in.
Yeah, meanwhile, back at home for RiSky, he is immediately starting up 3 spines, realizing the gravity of the situation here. It's going to be on NXZ to get in here right away. As that speed finishes up, he is going to be able to jump straight on top of these spines with the lings.
Yeah, exactly. The first spine will go down, the second spine as well. Honestly, really good positioning already on these queens, as they are going to be able to body block for each other here and hold that ramp.
Yeah, that's right. So NXZ just going to take the damage that he can get. And he will be trying to jump on top of this Queens. Doesn't quite get it, but will be taking out a lot of damage there. With the Banelings taking a few hits over there. But the transfuses are good for RiSky.
Yeah, exactly. They are going to be good enough. It looks like RiSky will be able to hold on to his natural base. Another Baneling will connect. It looks like once again Ryan is trying to get us around on these Queens, but he will not. Despite the ping, RiSky has again held, losing almost no drones.
Yeah, no Queens going down. Even surviving with this one last Queen. It will go down, but not before it gets that inject off. Meanwhile, this Spine is going to head down towards the bottom of the ramp. And these Lings are going to get a scout of their lair.
Oh, exactly. A nice scout here for NXZ, but look at that drone count. NXZ is trying desperately to catch up in the workers because he was pretty all in, and he is far, far behind.
Yeah, that's right. This is a pretty dire situation from him because he does have to continue to commit, but meanwhile, RiSky is getting his wall up here, and he will be able to continue to defend with these Queens, even has his Spine here in position. And it's going to make it very hard for NXZ to get anything done here.
Exactly. I mean, at least NXZ will be able to contain his opponent to 2 bases. He checks the wall and he confirms that there is no Roach Horn as a part of this, and RiSky has options from here. With this 2-base lair, if he takes the rest of his gases, he could go into a Spire. I'm curious what the plan is because we actually don't have a Roach Horn.
Yeah, so interestingly, just walling off here, going for Carapace as well as NXZ is going into his own Roach Warren. But this is a lot of links that are going to be heading over his way, and he doesn't have any natural walls, so he does need to get some defensive Banes morphed in at home.
Yeah, the Banelings are waddling all the way back home. Are they going to get there in time? The answer is no, as RiSky is going to get in. 2 Banelings are on the way, but they're a little bit too late.
A little bit too late, a little bit undefended as well. Not too many queens here for NXZ either. One of those Banelings going down already, and the micro for RiSky has been good so far. He's going to check out this queen in the main as well, actually opting to go for the drones, but with that Baneling going down and all these drones going down, might not matter that he's gotten the roaches out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the roaches are out, which means NXZ will defend. It looks like he's going into a follow-up all-in from here. RiSky is indeed going 2-base Muta. Meanwhile, NXZ is going for a 2-base Mass Roach, and RiSky is preparing. That is a Spine Forest, if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, really good response by NXZ here, but RiSky is going to be able to full wall and does have a lot of these spines coming up, and if they are able to finish before NXZ can break through the wall, they might be able to just hold off these roaches for long enough to give time for the mutas to pop.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be close, but there we go. The spines are finishing. The roaches rock up. The spines are here. They know they cannot break in. They're going to be waiting for some reinforcements, and maybe with that he will be able to overwhelm, but NXZ has commenced droning once again.
Yeah, it does realize he needs to drone up once again, looking to take a third as well. Does seem to be pretty aware of what the situation is, starting up his lair as well, but he has been turned back here, and it's going to be pretty important for him to work out when these mutas are on the way so he can start some spores up.
Oh my god, oh my god. Meanwhile, it looks like there were 2 links that made it in. Oh my no! NXZ is going to be able to split up his forces here. The Banelings will not find their connections.
Yeah, good splits there. These Banelings are going to be able to get that hit on the drones, but they will have plenty of time to heal back up before the next attack can head in.
Yeah, and I have to wonder what the plan is here for NXZ. There it is. GG gets called. I was like, how are we going to deal with the mutas? We're not going to deal with the mutas.
Yeah, there is no way to deal with those mutas. GG has to be called, and very nice defense of the attack by RiSky there. He's going to take the first match of this best of 5.
Oh, GG again. We did see NXZ being pretty cheeky with his opening build, but alas, RiSky was able to recognize what was happening. He did get that one Ling Scout, if you remember, that did get into the main base that confirmed that there was no droning. And as soon as that happened, the Queens got in position at the wall, and he even started his spines.
Yeah, that's right. Nice response there, managing to work out exactly what was going on and get in there. So we are going on to the next game. Meanwhile, we do have some results coming through on the lower portion of the upper bracket. And Caesar has taken the 2-1 over Starduck. So he will go ahead to face Ender.
Aye, PVT unwinnable. No, but Caesar was the favorite in that series, so congratulations to Caesar. He has historically been one of the best players in Australia, so yeah, we expect him to go far in this qualifier, even against Ender. But I believe Caesar versus Ender will be covered by Renegade X Studios, so make sure you check out that Twitch channel for that TVZ.
Yeah, that's right. They will be casting that qualifying match over there, and that should be a pretty exciting one because even though Caesar hasn't been playing quite as much recently, he always had a lot of strength against these SEA Zergs.
He really has. He just has very solid TVZ play. He's a terrifying opponent for the Southeast Asian Zergs to go up against. So I'm sure he will find a lot of success, but it won't be an easy one. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on that. As we are getting ready for game number 2 here. And again, I was talking about it earlier about how you can't really learn a lot from NXZ versus Oreo. Likewise, that first game, you know, it didn't quite go NXZ's way, but like we can bounce off that, you know, like it's fine. We can have other openers. Like it's don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It looks like, interestingly, I guess since this is an OCE qualifier, looks like we're going to be having all the games on Singapore.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Alrighty.
It'd be weird if we forced Australia, if no one's in Australia.
I guess so. Meanwhile, in the top left-hand corner here, we have, spawning in the blue, it is the Australian Zerg, NXZ.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the red Zerg player representing the land of New Zealand. It is RiSky. So yeah, again, I guess what I was getting at is that sure, NXZ, he did try this weird, pull gas opener into hatchery, but like when it comes to these openers, like I don't think that he's gonna take that loss too badly. Like he got scouted, he got countered, it happens. It's one of those things where you take your loss and you move on from there. I don't think it's really going to impact him too much, as both players do open up in a very standard fashion.
Yeah, that's right. On the bigger map, we are going to see both players going for a hatch first. I think seeing how that game went, NXZ is going to recognize that RiSky was very strong defensively there and is going to try a little bit of a different approach here.
Yes, exactly. That doesn't mean that he isn't going to be aggressive. There are multiple facets of aggression in ZvZ.
My God, before this match really kicks off and gets started, we do have some news in the chat from Tanasu already. Very quick series going down in that lower bracket quarterfinals there, with Raza taking a 2-0 over Piglet.
Oh my God. Wow, GG Piglet. Very unexpected, but he is knocked out of the qualifiers.
Yeah, pretty surprising result there in terms of how quick that one went down. So it does look like, unfortunately, Piglet being knocked out of the closed qualifiers. A little bit of an unexpected result there.
Definitely, and that may be due to lack of practice. We were trying to speculate earlier as to the form of Piglet, and he didn't look too bad against NXZ, to be honest. He didn't look too bad at all. But again, just maybe on the day, maybe in the matchup, Raza was just a little bit better there. Unfortunately, I don't believe it was casted, but I guess congratulations to Raza for making it through.
That's right, he will be going ahead to that qualifying lower match against whoever, I believe it'll be whoever loses between Seether and Ender.
There we go. So we wish him the best of luck. My condolences to the ANZ champ. But maybe it's one of those things that, Piglet, he comes back. He has a hard time here in DreamHack, but ANZ champs are still a couple of weeks away, and he will be able to be in form for that region.
Yeah, sometimes for these players, losing an event like this, especially if it's a bit more one-sided, can be the fire that they need lit under them to prepare and practice for the next tournament.
Oh yeah. Let's hope that fire is lit. As we are seeing a little bit of a different follow-up here. We do see both players go for their third bases. NXZ is playing the safe, going for a Baneling Nest, which is, everything is standard here. RiSky is opting to skip his own, and he's going for a Ling Flood.
Yeah, that's right. Going for a Ling Flood with that Wretch Warren on the back of that as well. But it does look like NXZ is going to have some safety Banelings ready in time for this.
Yeah, exactly. Lings do reveal themselves here to the Overlord. Thankfully, NXZ, as soon as the Baneling Nest was done, he does morph in his own defensive Banelings. They're a little bit far back. They're here at the natural, so it's going to take a while for them to really show up here towards the third base, but the third base should not go down. NXZ should have enough to defend.
Yeah, and he is heading over here. That Ling straight away going to check on what is heading his way. Now sort of split off as a single Ling there by RiSky, but it does look like the Lings of NXZ are going to be able to clean that up, and he will repel this attack.
Yeah, exactly. So he is able to hold on to his base. Oh my God. As we have a little bit of a Ling Bane war. Oh my God. RiSky actually able to bypass. It does take a Baneling to the face. But a lot of Lings are headed towards that natural base. Thankfully, NXZ does fully wall off.
Yeah, he does have that Queen in the wall, is starting to morph in Banes as well, and is going to be jumping straight on the third of RiSky. But meanwhile, RiSky is going to be jumping on the third of NXZ himself.
Yeah, it looks like both players are going to be losing their third bases here. It looks like we have a full wall off here from the side of RiSky. Both players do end up losing those hatcheries. But RiSky in a bit of a better position because he skipped his Baneling Nest, so he can go straight into those roaches.
Yeah, that's right. Meanwhile, NXZ just going to put a bit of pressure on that building as it's about to finish. It does get the cancel off in time, but he does preserve his units. And we do find ourselves in a pretty even situation apart from that roach difference in tech.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, NXZ now just finishes up his roach one. He was a little bit supply blocked, so he doesn't have any roaches yet. You could argue that NXZ has a little bit more of a map presence as well, but look at that drone count for RiSky.
Yeah, pretty significant lead there. Just has a few more drones ready to go, while NXZ does look like he's taking possibly into munis with these extra gases.
Yeah, he does. He has gone up to 3 gases. Oh my God, the wall is not a wall. The Lings, they do get in, and oh my God, they can get a kill on the Queen.
Yeah, they jump straight on that Queen. The drones are having to be pulled to defend, but that Queen will go down, and now these Lings can just run havoc through the base of NXZ.
Oh my god, they could even maybe get even a second queen. He thinks about it, he goes for a full scout, and he will catch the timing of that lair.
Yeah, that's right. Does catch that lair going down. Meanwhile, we see +1 being, I believe, faked out there by NXZ, and he will be going into a Spire now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, RiSky did see the timing of the lair. He also scattered 3 gases, which isn't the most obvious thing for a Spire. So if he does sniff out a Spire, then he will be going across the map shortly to try and kill his opponent. But at the same time, NXZ still flexing his link count, still denying a third.
Yeah, he does have a good amount of map control here. Is able to deny that third once again. Meanwhile, his third up and running, and that Spire is halfway done now. So we'll have to see if he's going to be droning up or maybe starting to assemble a force to be able to deal with these roaches that are coming his way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't think RiSky's going to move out before Roach Speed, so NXZ is going to have a little bit more time, but once Roach Speed finishes up, then RiSky is going to be sending everything across the map. He's still pumping out nothing but roaches, and I do worry about whether or not NXZ is going to be able to defend long enough to get out those mutas.
Yeah, that's right, and these Lings are scouting the front, so he will be aware of roughly the roach count, especially now as he sees these roaches. Does get another cancel on the third, so done a really good job just delaying RiSky.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, with that delay, it looks like maybe we're getting a little bit of latency. RiSky asking for a little bit of a pause. Oh boy, hopefully everything is going to be okay.
Yeah, trying to take your base again while your units are blocking it are one of those situations that can be really, really frustrating when you're on ping because you just have no idea whether the base is actually going to go down.
Yeah. Oh god, but there we go. You know, he did get the cancel in the end. We just see RiSky trying to retake it as soon as possible, and here we go. The mutas are on the way, and RiSky actually goes for +2 and +1 carapace. It looks like RiSky is not planning to hit a timing with +1. He's going to be waiting even longer, and this is ideal for NXZ.
Yeah, it does look like he's going to be going for a full 2-base saturation push, maybe getting a little bit more mineral mining on his third before he goes for this 2-1 timing. A pretty standard roach timing, but it does mean that NXZ is going to have this momentum lead with these mutas coming across the map. He does reveal them now, and he does have a few spines on the way at home as well.
Yeah, the spines are on the way here just in case we do see a massive counterattack from these roaches for RiSky. He knows that he needs to get some value with these roaches before it's too late, but the mutas, they dive on them, and so far these roaches haven't done much as 3, 4, 5 of them go down.
Yeah, they'll be running into a brick wall here, and Ryan, he is just continuing to make mutas. He is going to start to snowball this muta count, and that's a lot of the supply of RiSky going down for free here.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I love the lead up to this. I love that NXZ purposely delayed his 4th gas until after he got scattered. Then he was able to take it, so he was able to sell the story to RiSky that he wasn't going into mutas, that he was going into roaches of all things. So RiSky getting caught very off guard. He's going for another bit of a roach run by. Oh, this one is going to deal some damage.
Yeah, quick pull on the drones there by NXZ does mean that he's going to be able to keep those safe. Meanwhile, it does look like he's happy just to trade out third bases for the moment. There was a little bit of indecision there as he was deciding whether he was going to send back his mutas, but instead opts to fully take out the third, and now he will clean up the roaches.
Exactly, and the roaches here are RiSky. They just don't have enough DPS. With the reinforcing Lings, it looks like there will be enough at home to defend. NXZ will save his own third.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of indecision there by RiSky with his roaches, not fully committing to take out the third, also poking at the front of the base of NXZ, and that does cost him the snipe on this hatchery.
Yeah, it does. Every single roach will go down. RiSky still struggling to expand and take a third base. Behind this, his answer as Lings get another surround. Up! Oh.
Yeah, Ryan just being absolutely relentless here, not allowing RiSky to take this base at any point, and he's been so smothering across this map this whole time, despite the high roach count of RiSky. Just hasn't really been able to get anything done here.
Yeah, and it looks like RiSky is going to go for a couple of things here, which I kind of approve of. We do have Tunneling Claws and Burrow on the way here, so this is a great way for RiSky to actually make use of this roach count to be able to harass across the map, despite the fact that NXZ has map control. At the same time, we also have a dedication, a commitment into pathogen glands and infestors for fungals.
Yeah, this is a nice way to start making a comeback into this game. If you can get a large fungal on these mutas, that can completely change how this game is going. That's a lot of commitment in terms of the gas and the minerals into those mutas, so it's going to be very important for him to keep an eye on the tech of RiSky as he flies around with this.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, it's more of a defensive style here. RiSky is relying on his queens and infestors to catch out and to be able to reset and fight against these mutas as he slowly looks to expand and harassing with said roaches as well. Eventually, he may opt to try and get into something like Hydras, but for the time being, this is going to be his composition of choice as the infestors are moving in.
Yeah, he does run into a supply block here. Pretty significant supply block, but this will be the first we see of the infestors. And the infestors, they land that fungal. There'll be one muta going down. Not too many splits to speak of here. As Ryan begins to split now, there will be another one going down. And, ooh, this last fungal could do a lot of damage here.
Jesus, it really can. In the end, 12 mutas just went down, essentially half the muta flock. Very nicely done here by RiSky to be able to catch them. Bit of a slow split there from NXZ.
Yeah, that's right. And NXZ hasn't got vision on these roaches yet, so he won't be aware that the tunneling clause has been researched as RiSky splits off a little harassment force here. Even scouting first with the Overseer to see if there's going to be any detection here, and there is not.
Yeah, exactly. There are no spores in position, going to be distracting NXZ a little bit. We do see a leading run by being set up on the right-hand side, but roaches are ready and waiting here at the third base of RiSky. As RiSky, he goes straight into the natural.
Yeah, going straight into the natural, might even split off a couple of those roaches into the main. There we go. We do see some in the natural, some in the main. They will be popping up at the same time, and they can really start to drop that drone count quite quickly, especially if there's a distraction on the other side of the map here for Ryan. Yeah,
exactly. He's just waiting for that opportune moment. Meanwhile, at the same time, we do see Banelings going in for a bit of a run by, but the roach wall is real. Only 4 drones go down. Solid defense, and as that happens, there go the tunneling claw roaches.
Yeah, that's right, and drones are starting to go down, but that does mean that Ryan was aware of these tunneling claw roaches, but they are just going to be able to burrow, just be really annoying here as well. And we do see that Overseer started up to deal with the roaches in the natural. It does look like they were cleaned up actually, but they are heading over to the third zone.
Oh, yeah, exactly. 2 roaches here at the third base. We see more roaches head towards that potential fourth, as NXZ is still ahead in the economy, far ahead actually. I wasn't really paying too close attention to how saturated this fourth and soon to be fifth base are. So NXZ has been taking a couple of losses. Again, we saw him lose so many of those mutas, but with this economy, he is transitioning into Hydras.
Yeah, he does have the Hydra Den down and ready, and he has the Lurker Den on the way as well, more importantly. And this is a very concrete way that he can start to use his lead in economy and leverage that into the win. He can also defend himself very effectively from these tunneling claws roaches.
Yeah, I think what's really terrifying is that, again, he's not overstaying his welcome when it comes to the mutatech, and this does mean that these infestors are going to lose value over time. They're not really ideal against lurkers at all, more so against these mutas. Meanwhile, oh my god, another fungal! Oh.
Yeah, he does eat another fungal, and that's going to be a lot of these mutas down. The splits are a little bit better this time, but we do already see 4, 5, 6 mutas going down.
Again, NXZ flying a little bit too close to the sun, and RiSky, despite having a inferior economy, which he does, he's still only saturated on his 3 bases. He is taking up as well. He has a comfortable infestor count, so he's content with his anti-air, and he's also going into lurkers.
Yeah, it does have those lurkers on the way. 11 lurkers morphing in right away. We do have, of course, yeah, that lurker den going down for RiSky, and he has 5 Vipers starting up as well. So these mutas, they are not long for this world.
Oh, yeah. Where the era of muta is gone. This is the era of Lunker, papi. Oh, God. And, mate, remember how last night, it was the last night where Gogojo and Yoger, they were like in a 42-minute ZvZ?
Yeah.
Well, that may be where we're headed.
I thought you didn't want to cast a TBT. This is... The TBT's already over.
the TBT is just beginning. What are you talking about? It's right here, papi. It's what I thought you wanted it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we do have a serious late game army coming together here, but is he going to remember to?
No!
Ah!
See, sometimes sucking too much is a bad thing. As the third base goes down, the Vipers, the traitor Vipers, don't like this.
Yeah, and we see the units blocking the drone as well. Something I was saying before is really frustrating on ping. It can be really hard to tell if that base is actually going to go down. Meanwhile, we do see him just refining his army, just getting rid of a few of these roaches here.
Oh god, exactly. A couple of roaches do end up going down, but again, we don't really need them too much. We do have a couple of parasitic bombs here on the meters. Oh, the splits aren't quite there for NXZ, unfortunately, but at the same time, again, we don't really need these meters.
Yeah, I do wonder if he's actually just trying to get rid of the mutas at this point. Not really something that's going to do too much against the composition that we're seeing here as RiSky. Yeah, we can see he's being pretty cavalier with them. Does just bleed them out here.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? NXZ has the superior upgrades right now. He has lurker range. He has adaptive talents as well. He gets here first and he takes down this base.
Yeah, and I have to say, it is really unfortunate that RiSky did take down his third base. Oh, and he does re-snipe that fourth. Really nice moves there by NXZ. And yeah, it is very unfortunate here for RiSky that he took down his third base because he now is only mining off his natural. That main will be mined out completely. The natural almost mined out as well. So his economy has grinded to a halt here.
Yeah, exactly. NXZ's gonna rock up and be like, hold on, I didn't kill this base. Like, what happened here? As we do see the army of RiSky trying to force its way forward. Oh, he's gonna take a lot of Groot spines, a lot of spines to the face. He will eventually break on through though. So not a bad fight, but again, he's just taking so many losses and the lurker is just bypass the army and go straight towards the natural.
Yeah, nice fungals, but with the economy that he has here, he does not want to be trading because look at that supply. Ryan straight back up with the Lings and Roaches, immediately remaxes, and RiSky's stuck on 90 supply and he just doesn't have the economy to remake that.
He really does not. 16 drones go down. We have another lurker here in the main base. NXZ taking every single hatchery, every single base on the map. Has remax here on Roach Hydra.
Yeah, NXZ just flexing here. He is all over the map. He has these units ready. He can take these fungals to the face. He doesn't care. He's just going for it. And I think this is the end here as he pushes in on this hatchery.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like the defensive position of these lurkers are still going to be a little bit too much, but at the same time, we have another bit of a run back here on the left-hand side as well, just containing RiSky to these three bases. And again, at any moment, NXZ, he has to free up some supply, but he can morph in his lurkers.
Yeah, that's right, as we do have that base being cancelled and rebuilt, but yeah, the income of RiSky is just not where it needs to be here, and that base will go down one more time, and that is the last draw for RiSky. He will call GG.
GG, well played. Very nice tech switching there by NXZ, but it all started, as it looks like one of our players has to restart, but it all started from that, again, that Spire play, that two-base muta that NXZ was able to keep hidden from RiSky.
Yeah, that's right. So he will take the lead in this series. Whew. Meanwhile, as we do have this little break here, having a look at the rest of the bracket, we did get another update from our lovely admin Tanasu that Azure has taken the first game over Starduck. I do have to say, pretty unfortunate bracket luck for Starduck that he's gone from a Terran into a Terran because he has done really well against some of the Sea Zergs in the last few games. Yeah, in the last few tournaments, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. Like Starduck, he's like, yo, give me Ender, give me Micah, give me anyone, give me Ranger, give me another player, please, not a Terran. And unfortunately, you know, we have to phone out of the admins again.
As we finish thanking them, exactly. We will Finaro them.
Yes.
For the things that they can't control.
Look, we got a lot of it's a love and hate relationship, okay? So unfortunately, Starduck did have to go up against those Terrans and is having a hard time against them. Oh, but as I think you were bringing up, it isn't over, right? Like he's still mid-series.
Yeah, and meanwhile, having a little peek over at the stream of Renegade X Studios, I will just drop a link to that stream in the chat as well, just in case anyone wants to have a look. You won't have any idea why I dropped that 2 minutes ago, but anyway, we do have it Caesar 1-0 up against Ender and looking very strong in this second game.
Yes, very strong indeed. Aye. So make sure you multi-twitch it up, open up a couple of tabs, watch as much StarCraft as you can, as we are going to be getting into game número 3.
Get that StarCraft in your eyeballs. Don't eat, don't sleep, don't stretch, don't go outside. Just StarCraft. Let's go.
You can be just like me.
And break your chair. Break your chair.
Oh my god, my back is gonna kill me tomorrow. Oh my god. But yeah, with that, we are gonna be tied up here in this series 1-1. Still best of 5, still plenty of games ahead of us. But yeah, that was a pretty wild ZvZ.
Oh, and we do have more results coming through. Condolences to our Duckling, because it looks like he has been knocked out of the tournament, unfortunately.
GG, well played. Ay. My heart goes out. My heart goes out to my heart goes out to Starduck, as he is knocked out of the qualifier as well. But I also understand that Starduck, he was also been focusing on university and on studies recently, so he didn't necessarily have the most time to practice and prepare himself for DreamHack. So yeah, I do know that it's okay. It's okay, and he can always come back for ANZ Champs.
Yeah, that's right. He always has that opportunity to come back. Hopefully, this inspires him to practice.
Look, I've been trying for years. I've been trying, love, hate, discipline, neglect, attention. None of the...
Maybe you just drafted the wrong Battlegrounds team.
Maybe. Oh, God. I don't know what it's going to take to get that boy to practice. Anyone in the chat? Give me some ideas.
Yeah, meanwhile, someone who has been practicing and thus finds himself in the upper bracket with a chance to win this one and qualify to the main event. It is our Zerg in the blue, NXZ.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Inside and Out, we have the red Zerg player himself representing the land of New Zealand. It is RiSky.
Yes, and here we go. We are seeing both players once again going for a hatch first.
Yeah, we just see a straight up hatch first here from both of our players. None of this weird pool first nonsense shenanigans. Just hatch, then gas, and then pool.
Yep. Everything going down very standard. These Zerg buildings, they are all made out of Zerg bits.
I was just shout out to the chat right now, because I think they've just gotten up to the point where you were describing a degen, and they're like, "Oh, he's talking about me." Actually, he's talking about me. I'm on stream.
I'm talking about all of you.
Let's go. Oh, it's okay. We can all be degens together, unified in one mind, in one being, in one StarCraft.
We are one.
We are Voltron. We are Voltron, papi.
Shit. Anyway.
What? What were you gonna say?
How much more of this can I take?
What were you gonna say?
No, nothing. I don't know what's going on. It's a ZvZ.
Yeah, it's just a ZvZ. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Meanwhile, we do see Lings running around.
Wait. What if chat is the right hands? What if...
That actually works.
That works. That actually works. Yeah.
Because they were certainly stroking Vindictor as he was getting those wins.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love it. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's poetic.
It sure is something. Yeah, meanwhile, we do see these Zerglings just jumping in, getting a little bit of a scout of the natural. We have seen that RiSky has been playing these games fairly straight up so far, and we see both Banelings nests going down at a pretty regular time. It seems like we have a gentleman's agreement. We are going to be playing some by-the-book ZvZ.
Yeah, exactly. You know, hatch gas pool, we have a third base on location, on time, no one is skipping their Bailey nest, so RiSky is diverging from his previous game where he was trying to skip all the way into roaches and skip that tech. So yeah, something a lot more standard here in the terms of ZvZ, and now the game becomes, will any player, or the chicken game basically, will any player link flood and try and deny the third bases of their opponents?
He will be the first one to break the law. Meanwhile, NXZ does get a scout up with that Ling into the main base, does get a good eye on the drone count at both bases, will have a fair idea of what's going on and will be very comfortable just to continue with his standard play. But we do see him firing up a few Lings now.
There it is, 12 Lings on the way here to try and take down that third base. Meanwhile, both players are going towards their Roach Warrens. Ooh, it looks like we're going to get a little bit of a scout here, and these Lings have been spotted by RiSky, so we should be seeing some defensive Banelings. We already have one morphed in.
Yeah, meanwhile, we do see both Roaches going down at exactly the same time, both Gusses going down at the same time as well. So it seems like these two players, they have been part of a Voltron before. They know what to do.
They know what to do. Oh god! They have become one in the past as Baneling does get baited out, but we have two more Banelings on the way here. And NXZ having a hard time breaking on through, but oh, he does bait out one of those baits. There's only one left.
Yeah, unfortunately, that Bane not moving at that time, was taken out by the one Ling there, and he will be able to jump on some more of these Lings, even getting down into that drone line, but it looks like he's almost breaking through the wall, but doesn't quite manage to do that.
Yeah, exactly. In the end, it looks like RiSky will be able to deflect this, only losing a single drone. Just trade with the Ling Bane, and now the tables have turned. It is RiSky's turn to go for a counterattack.
I always get so scared. Oh, and this wall is not a wall. He will jump on top of these Roaches and Queen.
Oh my god, exactly. The Queen gets fully surrounded. It looks like it will just barely survive with these reinforcements. NXZ won't really lose too much at all. Oh, and now we have moved past the Ling Bane, and we're getting into Roaches.
Yeah, look at the supply here as well. Despite going for identical builds throughout this game, RiSky being forced to throw down a few extra spines to be safe here, and that will just exacerbate the lead for Brian if he doesn't jump into those. But meanwhile, he does have RiSky does have the defensive Banes that he needs to deal with these Zerglings. A little bit of a risky move here by Brian, but does pull back just in time there. And he will be able to bait out some of these Banelings. He is starting to take down these Queens as well.
Yeah, a little bit risky indeed. I do see what you did there, as we do see the Banelings zoning away the Lings. Yeah, that's the thing, right? The supplies are a little bit deceiving here, as the Banelings do find some of those connections. The Lings are they're so, you have to be so careful with them when microing against this army, and it looks like RiSky will defend.
Yeah, meanwhile, NXZ having to wrestle a little bit with the pathing on this map, trying to convince his Roaches to go, in fact, the correct way. As we see a lair starting up for both players. RiSky's just started up, and NXZ's almost finished there, so he does have that lead going for him.
I must say, as a Zerg player that does play on Inside and Out, this is the worst part of ZvZ. This attacking at these triangular third bases is so annoying pathing wise, where your army just like goes left and right constantly. It's
yeah, these rocks do complicate the pathing as well a lot because of that huge distance. So it does kind of prefer to take the short distance, even though it's going to run stupidly right across the entire army.
Yeah, but despite all of that, NXZ, you know, he still has a bit of a worker lead here. He is behind a little bit when it comes to the army, but it is okay. He is still pumping out as many Roaches as possible. He has a lead when it comes to his lair. He already has Roach speed on the way. Yeah,
we do see things calming down a little bit. They were really kicking off there. We do see this Queen a little bit lost here. Does venture a little bit too far off creep and will be taken down.
Yeah, the Queen wanted to be free, but no, the Queens cannot leave, otherwise that happens. Does get surrounded by those Lings. And the other important thing about this is that the upgrade timings. We have our lair, so as soon as +1 range finishes here for NXZ, he can go straight into +2, as he actually opts to go for Aspire.
Yeah, I really like this move as well. I saw, Chappie and Mighty Kiwi kept on getting into these Roach War games, and Chappie would throw down his Spire, and apparently that's cheating. I've heard it's cheating to throw down a Spire in Roach Wars.
Yeah, I'm on David's side. 100%, mate, 100%. When you're neck deep into Roach v Roach and you're just focusing so hard on pumping out as many as you can, trying to expand, trying to take more bases, trying to get more upgrades, and your heart sinks when mutas show up. It's like,
Yeah, I do I do really like this from NXZ as well, though, just recognizing that he is that far ahead that he can still hang in the Roach Wars while also teching. Meanwhile, he will be starting up 13 more Roaches, so very heavy commitment to Roaches for both players, and it will just come down to who can hold ramps, who can form concaves, who can land those biles.
Yeah, exactly, especially because RiSky does have the Roach lead right now. He's pushing up this ramp. NXZ is trying to squeeze out as many meters as he can, but he's going to be losing a lot of Roaches in the process.
Yeah, there's a lot of these Roaches going down. The Roach speed finishing up at the perfect time for RiSky here. He's going to be able to put some pressure on the third base, but fortunately, NXZ was able to evacuate that base.
Yeah, he was able to evacuate, only gas mining at that base, which could be a little bit of a tell here, as again, RiSky does have the Roach lead. He splits off a bit of his army. Roaches do get into towards the natural.
Yeah, he's forcing NXZ to fight here. Does look like NXZ is going to win this fight on the right, but he is losing a lot of drones in his natural. 18 going down already. 18 drones and counting, because the Roaches have so much HP. They do break into the main base. They could try and target down that spy if they wanted to, but no, they want queens, they want drones. Yeah, he is chasing after all of these drones here, and he will be able to get so many of them down. Ryan's supply is plummeting here.
Yeah, exactly, mate. This is why this is cheating, okay? It's not allowed. It's illegal. As the Roaches are in every single base of NXZ. It looks like NXZ is going to barely be able to eventually clean all of this up, but we do have a transition back at home. As soon as this was scouted, RiSky did throw down at that Hydra Den.
Yeah, we'll have these Hydras on the way, and NXZ is completely all in on these mutas. He's lost 55 drones. He is down to just 15 drones now to the 50 of RiSky.
And GG gets called. RiSky will fight back and take a lead in the series 2-1.
Yeah, that's right. RiSky now up 2-1, has his chance to qualify for the main event now. He is so close, just one more game away. But NXZ has shown he is no slouch, he is no pushover. He has what it takes to qualify for this main event. It's going to come down to the wire. Let's go.
It will come down to the wire. Like, NXZ was doing so well for himself, and he made a choice. There was that moment when his lair finished. I can double down and get ahead in Roach upgrades and continue this Roach war, or I can try and be a little bit risky, a little bit greedy, go for a Spire, and I can't get it past you.
Nothing's gonna get past you, huh, buddy? I am gonna kill you.
What? Oh my god. But yeah, like, he had a bit of a choice there. Opted to go for the Spire, a greedier choice, and yeah, in the end, didn't quite work out for him.
In the end, it doesn't even matter. That's right.
Yeah, just like what Blink 182 said.
Yeah. Blink 180 fume. That's what Bono said when he was back when he was in Blink 182.
Back when he made the movie 8 Mile. That's when.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Have you seen it? I don't know. You have, whenever I bring up a movie, you've never seen it. Do you know what 8 Mile is? I don't know.
I know what it is.
You know what it is. You haven't watched it. I'm like, what? God damn it. I can't. I just can't. I can't with you. I can't do it. I can't win.
Sorry that I only watch good movies. Meanwhile, spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map, in the blue, it is the Australian Zerg, NXZ.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have the red Zerg player himself, representing the land of New Zealand, currently up in this series 2-1. It is RiSky.
Yeah, meanwhile, I think he's had enough of it. NXZ has had enough of this basic ZvZ. He is going for something a little bit different. I believe this was... Oh, let me do math. I think it was a 14-13?
I think it was, because when I saw the pool, we had 12 supply. Yeah, I think it was. Either 14-13 or 13-12. I think it was 14, yeah.
So I do remember him talking a bit about this build. He was, I don't know if that's exactly what he was doing, but he was talking about this Bane bus build that he does this Bane build that he does in ZvZ, where it works because it's wrong. So
Yeah, so for those wondering, NXZ, Ryan, he's not a conformist. Just because everyone is doing something doesn't mean that he does it himself. He likes to figure things out on his own, and he has been doing a lot of theory crafting with a lot of builds. That's why we saw the pool gas hatch opener in game number 1, for example. He's just been experimenting and finding success. Don't get us wrong, finding success. And he is going to be doing something similar here with, oh my god, yeah, with that 1413.
Yeah, that's right, and he does throw down that bandit nest right on time, so he will be heading in here with these lings. We'll be looking to get a lot of damage here. Maybe if he can fake out that this is a 12 pool, force a little bit of a drone commitment, and then come in clutch with those banelings.
Yeah, and here we go. As you say that the drones are being pulled, and this is the purpose of this opener. It is designed to deceive your opponent, make it look like a 12 pool, make it look like they should be committing to a defense, and then bam, you show up with banelings.
Yeah, that's right. But it does look like he is going to be able to get those lings out on time. He will start to be able to skirmish here. And good micro coming out from NXZ. He's going to be able to take out 2 of those lings. Very nicely done there.
Yeah, exactly. And now here we go. The baneling has finally been revealed. Now RiSky knows he has been bamboozled. Link speed finishes up as well. He cancels the spine. He knows he cannot defend the natural.
Yeah, that's right, and those lings are going to jump straight on top of this queen. That queen is going down. Meanwhile, he is starting to skirmish with these drones. Baneling not really able to get any hits there, but very nice micro, just keeping that safe for now. And nice connection there. Accidentally blowing up the other one as well, but taking out a lot of these lings, and down goes the base.
Yeah, exactly. Still worth it in the end. He takes down the base, and this is why it works. Why? Because it's quote-unquote macro, because the NXZ has a hatchery behind this.
Yeah, that's right. His hatchery is well ahead. He also still has his sling lead. He is starting to threaten this queen. Really nice micro dancing back and forth, using that ping advantage. I do really like this idea, considering that RiSky has had a bit of trouble with this ping. It is a tournament. You want to take any advantage you can get. So I would be abusing that. And nice connection there on the baneling. I'm going to take out this queen as well.
Yeah, the queen is going to go down. This natural is going to be delayed as well. We have another baneling. GG gets called, and NXZ takes game number 4.
Yeah, NXZ in very quick fashion there, getting himself back in this best of 5, and we will be going to an ace match.
Oh my god, GG for the non-Zerg players in the chat. If you go up against a 12 pool, the 12 pool is usually not very committed. You do usually expand behind it, and you don't have banelings with it either. So ideally, you want to protect your natural, you want to keep it alive, you want to pull the boys. But if there's a gas opener, like a 13-12 or like a 14-13, that's not what you want to be doing, because banelings are about to rock up, and Papi, that's just too much, man. It's too much.
Yeah, it's too much for anyone to handle.
Oh boy. So again, a nice little deceptive move there by NXZ. He said it himself. It works because it's not meant to.
Yeah, and he does get the win there. And I'm wondering if he's just going to do that again, or maybe go for a 12 pull this time, just to mix things up. That might be a nice mix up there. He has been able to show that he's really good with these tricky builds.
Yeah. I worry, though, because I'm kind of on your side there, but at the same time, what if RiSky just opens up pool first? Like, just a defensive pool first, just to be safe after that game, especially because we're on the ace match. So if he does... I worry. Like this is where like the coins are going to be flipped. Like who's going to go for what opener as they do decide this without scouting what each other's going to do.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, we do have with this map in Data C one of the longest rush distance maps in the pool. So I would be surprised to see him go for anything too aggressive. Actually, now that I've noticed that.
Yeah, exactly. It is going to be data under the sea, and we all know that under the sea, things are usually less aggressive. They're a little bit more passive, a little bit more defensive. Yeah, things are built a little bit different down there.
And here we go. We are starting up this final game. It's like, yeah, whatever.
You're like, I'm just not gonna
go back to sleep.
Oh god, I'm just gonna sit back and stroke Voltron. Let's go.
Oh.
As we're getting into the ace match, game number 5.
Yeah, game number 5 is on the way, and this is what it comes down to. This is the ticket into the main event, and it's not the end for whoever loses here, but it is gonna be rough going from one best of 5 straight into another one. I'm sure they would love to just get this over and done with, and here spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map. It is our Australian Zerg in the blue. It is Ryan NXZ Jones.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of data under the sea, we have the Red Zerg player himself representing the land of New Zealand. It is RiSky. Oh my god. Going for the safety pool first.
Yeah, as you said, he is opting to go for that pool first, just being extra careful here. But it does look like on the side of NXZ, he has played these mind games out correctly, and he's gone for a hatch first here. This is, I think, one of the first times we've seen this hatch first in an asymmetrical way in the ZvZ.
Yeah, fun fact, this is exactly what happened in the ace match against Oreo during the qualifiers, where between games 1 and 4, they were all like high intensity, high octane, like ZvZ slugfest with all these earlier pools and earlier gases, and roach timings. And then in the ace match, NXZ just opened up with a hatch first, and Oreo fell for it as well and opened up pool first.
Yeah, there we go. So showing that he is no stranger at all to the mind games. He is very capable though.
Yeah, exactly. And now because of this, NXZ will be ahead economically. We do have 6 things on the way here for RiSky, and now there's going to be a little bit more pressure on him to try and deal some damage, to try and pick off a couple of drones here and there.
Yeah, that's right, but that Overlord is going to scout these links coming across the map, so NXZ will be prepared. He will be able to get his queens in position to deal with this one.
Yeah, exactly. He also immediately rallies his drone back to his main base as well, so he's going to be oversaturated, but this is intentional to make sure his drones are safe and sound and they don't get picked off here at the natural.
Yeah, that's right. So we are seeing him start up 6 lings as well, just matching the ling count, making sure that he will be able to deal with this properly and will be able to defend his queen as it pops. But looks like, yeah, going to be targeting down the lava, is that?
Well, I mean, that was intentional as well. Like NXZ, usually you make your overlords in your main base, but again, because he knew the lings were about to rock up, RiSky, was trying to get a surround on a drone as it popped out, but it was an overlord, so it will save and sound.
Yeah, nice moves there. Good attention to detail. NXZ will be losing a few lings there, but he can afford to lose those lings as he's going straight up into a Bane Nest and a third.
Oh, yeah, there we go. A standard opener here from NXZ. It looks like he will be losing one of these overlords in the middle of the map, though. So at least RiSky will be able to find some damage with his earlier queen, with his earlier pool. But for the most part, NXZ is getting into a more standard game, and that Bane Nest is hidden. Oh.
Yeah, he has managed to hide this Baneling Nest. Meanwhile, on the side of RiSky, he is going to be going straight into a 2-base roach, so something a little bit different. It is nice to see a very asymmetrical game now between these players.
Yeah, so there's a couple of interesting things about this, and that is, I assumed that NXZ was going to go for a bit of a link flood, but he did just lose a second overlord across the map, and with this link scout, he will confirm that we have fast roaches, that we're going to be seeing a wall off. Going for a link flood would not be the best idea, just because it's relatively easy. I mean, RiSky's already working on a wall, and he's not exposed on 3 bases either, so he will be fortified on those 2 bases.
Yeah, that's right. And with that as well, he can hide any further tech that he goes from there. But at the same time, it does look like NXZ going to be going into roaches himself, just a little bit delayed there as well.
Yeah, it is going to be a little bit delayed, but he should be able to maintain a worker lead. Right now, he's behind when it comes to drones, but he has a 3rd hatchery, so he will have more lava to work with. Meanwhile, RiSky is going straight into that lair and taking his gases.
Yeah, so it does look like he will be using this to go into the mutas. And we have seen, at least in this series, the muta player always wins.
You're not wrong. Actually, I don't. That's not true. When NXZ went mutas and died.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Do you remember?
No.
Wait. On Inside Now, when RiSky was in every single base, like, and everything was on fire, everything was dying.
Yeah, let's not talk about that one. I don't like being wrong.
What do you mean? I'm meant to be the tired one. I mean, yeah, it never listens. Yeah.
Thank you. Anyway, we do see Ryan defending his drones here. They will not get back to work because they are scarred and terrified. They want to break. They want Smoker, but they are not going to be afforded that.
Yeah, we can all smudge after this series. It's all good, puppy. It's all good. As RiSky is slowly expanding and taking his third base, meanwhile, he opted not to take his gas, so he is not going for a Spire, just maintaining his economy here on 3 gas geysers and going for roaches.
Yeah, he is just pumping those roaches for now. Meanwhile, for NXZ, it does seem like he is fairly aware of what's going on here, throwing down a spine himself, throwing down some extra roaches as well, getting into his upgrades too. So he will be looking to be the defender.
Yes, exactly. And we're going to have some pros and cons here for both of our players. NXZ does have a pretty substantial drone lead right now. Like, because of his faster third base, he just had more larva. He has more mining. He has more economy. But he is behind in the upgrades. Oh, sorry. Never mind. He's ahead. He's going to hit a 2-1 timing. Oh, my God. Up. That's he cancels +2.
Interesting. So he does make a read that there is something a little bit different coming his way. And we do, in fact, see RiSky. He was going for a Hydrogen, and he's cancelled that.
Yeah, exactly, mate. We're cancelling things all over the place, but it looks like NXZ recognizes that he needs more roaches, less upgrades right now. 1-1 will finish. NXZ does have the upgrade advantage.
Yeah, that's right. Both players maybe getting a little bit of mind games going on here, just switching things back and forth, trying to work out exactly what they want to be doing. And it does look like RiSky is going to be going into his +2.
Yeah, there we go. +2 does start first for RiSky. Meanwhile, NXZ is still just pumping out nothing but roaches right now. He still does maintain that upgrade lead and is slowly actually overtaking the supply of RiSky.
Yeah, setting up a huge concave there, diving right on top of those roaches, taking a really nice fight there. And it does look like RiSky just going to be running back and forth, trying to establish an angle to attack, but he's not able to attack through here.
Yeah, exactly. It's just not going to work out for him. There we go. +2 finally starts here for NXZ. He's pushing out across the map. He has the supply lead. He is going for it. RiSky needs a little bit more time. Unfortunately, unlike NXZ, he doesn't have any static defense ready.
Yeah, it doesn't have that static defense set up ready to defend. NXZ, recognizing that little lead that he has, is sending it straight across the map, but it looks like he's just going to put on pressure and force units for the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Just posturing here outside the third base. You were talking about it, but Data C is very defensible, and pushing up these ramps is going to be so difficult, especially when your opponent has Ravagers. But at the same time, he was just distracting because 3 roaches do get into the natural.
Yeah, nice job there. Sending those roaches into the natural is going to be able to take out some of these drones of RiSky, taking out 7 of those drones, 8 of them before those roaches will be going down, and continues to have the economic lead in this game.
Oh, that he does. Again, and that still maintains that lead. He can go for into a fourth base from here if he so wishes. But for the time being, it looks like he is content to just max out on roaches. He is so ahead in that supply. RiSky is looking to tech up again, rebuilding that hydrogen.
Yeah, actually rebuilding that hydrogen in the same spot feels a little bit more safe now to be going into that one. Throwing down some extra gases as well, even getting his overload speed just so he can get some extra scouting going on.
Yeah, exactly. But it's all going to come down to this +2 timing. Oh, RiSky. Once again, very indecisive. He cancels the hydrogen and goes into a Spire. I mean, I don't mind the choice of Spire, but it is so late just because of that indecision.
Yeah, that's right. Definitely a lot of pressure on him now. Does cancel that force straight away as he sees these roaches coming in. He will have this superior defensive angle here, but looks like NXZ just going to set up this fight and send it now, and off he goes.
Yeah, exactly. Bearing in mind, though, that NXZ is working with pure Roach, no Ravagers, so a little bit less finesse here with his army. At the same time, he tries to go for a bit of a run by here at the third base. We'll get 9 drones.
Yeah, 9 drones going down already for RiSky. Once again, that economy being wounded, but he will be just replacing that with roaches. And meanwhile, on the side of NXZ, we do see the Burrowing Claws being started up. Just going to skirmish a little bit here and see if he can find any way in, but he is keeping RiSky to 3 bases.
He is, as he is taking his own fourth, but I do worry about the tech. We need some kind of transition point here for NXZ. He still has yet to scout that Spire. He still doesn't know whether or not we have a Hydrogen or a Spire or anything else here from the side of RiSky.
Yeah, that's right. But meanwhile, we do see a bunch of Ravagers going down for him as well. So he will be trying to improve the strength of this army so he can hit a timing once he gets this Burrow.
Yes, exactly. And the great thing about Burrow is that even though we do have Mutas coming out and Mutas will wreak havoc upon this army of NXZ, with Burrow he will have the opportunity to get past the army and still harass and still deal some damage.
Yeah, that's right. So he does have that opportunity. Meanwhile, these Speed overlords are able to dodge out the bios coming out from NXZ. Unfortunate bit of passing there. It does look like he is going to be able to reveal the tunneling claws there, and the mutas themselves are going to be revealed as well, and they're going to start to focus down these Ravagers.
Oh yeah, the mutas are now revealed. Here we go. NXZ immediately throws down his hydrogen a little bit late, but again, better later than never, because the mutas are a little bit busy. He's forced to push out across the map, and unfortunately, burrowing in front of his opponent isn't really going to be an option. He has to just force his way through.
Yeah, he's just going to send it straight through. Nice splits there. Does manage to avoid most of the damage coming out from those biles. And he's going to jump straight on top of these roaches with the mutas raining down from above.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, at the same time, it looks like we do have those tunneling claws roaches getting into the natural base. 13 drones going down.
Yeah, 13 going down, and a lot of roaches being committed there to help defend. We do have this one spine here helping out, but this is a nice attacking angle here for NXZ. He is trading out, but it does look like he will be losing this fight.
Yeah, exactly. The concave, the defender's advantage is just a little bit too strong. NXZ will lose his army, will still be ahead in the economy, and has bought enough time to get into his hydras.
Yeah, that's right. He does have Hydras on the way, so we will be seeing a Roach Hydra composition, but we do have a dangerous moment here where RiSky is able to counterattack across the map.
Yeah, exactly. NXZ may have to give up this fourth base. We shall see. RiSky barely getting his own fourth up and running. NXZ still has the defender's advantage. He still has the high ground. I say that a little bit too soon, as RiSky does force his way in.
He is pushing through, and his fourth base has been abandoned. It will be going down eventually, but if he can soak up some damage while these roaches are fighting, that is going to be perfect for him. And he's buying himself enough time to get these Hydras and these Queens out, and he will actually secure that fourth in the end.
Yeah, he does get it up and running, and now NXZ has the tech advantage. From here, he can go into a lurker den, he can go into a hive, he can go into said lurkers and have a better army overall. Meanwhile, RiSky is stuck with Roach Ravager.
Yeah, that's right, and he does have a lot of pressure to get something done here, so he will be rotating around the map as NXZ pulls his overlords home to try to keep them safe from these mutas.
Yeah, exactly. These mutas still need to find a little bit more value. They did force a massive counterattack from NXZ, and, you know, in that sense, they have been able to do a little bit here, but they do need to do a little bit more. Meanwhile, NXZ actually sacrificing his drone count for a larger army.
Yeah, that's right, and we are going to see these roaches coming in from the side. This is a really nice attacking angle for NXZ with the DPS of these Hydras as well. He's going to start to chew through the roaches of RiSky.
Yeah, exactly. The entire army is going to just plummet here for RiSky. At the same time, at this fourth base, we do have the mutas trying to take down the fourth, and it looks like they may be able to pull it off unless the Hydras turn around.
Yeah, we are having some Hydras being sent back. They are going to defend this base, so things turning really nicely in the way of Ryan. This is a significant supply lead, and he is pushing across the map now, putting that pressure back on RiSky immediately.
Yeah, exactly. He even gets on top of the majority of the Ravagers. Only one Ravager surviving after that engagement. Meanwhile, at the same time, Borrowed Roaches here at the natural. Borrowed Roaches trying to hit that fourth base as well. Mutas are going to be cleaned up, and it looks like NXZ will hold on to his base.
Yeah, the muta's being pushed away there, and the fourth base is secured for NXZ. He will be attacking here. He has a nice amount of forces on both sides, outnumbering the forces of RiSky, taking down this force so quickly there with the DPS of the Hydras. He's even going to be able to skirmish a little as he joins these two armies together.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. He does come together in the end. Pushing up this ramp is still going to be a difficult thing to do, but again, keeping RiSky on 3 bases is all that he needs, as he even does borrow just to regen his HP.
Yeah, we're getting it as well, and he smells blood here. He's pushing straight in. He's going to take this fight right now, right here, to try to end this and get his spot into the main event.
Yeah, exactly. He gets on top of the majority of the Ravagers. He is breaking on through. RiSky just doesn't have enough. He doesn't have the economy. He doesn't have the larva.
Yeah, looks like Ryan is doing it. This is the final fight for RiSky. The boys are being put. He does think twice about that, and the spine is helping out a lot here, but the DPS of the Hydras is just chewing through all of these roaches. And Ryan, he doesn't have to end the game right now. Look at the supply. It's so far in the favor of the Australian player. He can just back off and reinforce this push, even burrowing to heal up these roaches.
There we go. He does end up burrowing. At the same time, he still has these roaches here at the natural base. If he ever so needs to, he can unburrow them as well. So we do see him just with that self-restraint, with just holding off on that move for now as he just rebuilds and remaxes.
Yeah, those changelings are going to scout the army of NXZ, but the economy of RiSky, it is so wounded without this fresh mining base. It's so hard for him to get up enough units. Even having to cancel this fourth here, losing a couple of drones here, every drone is so vital. But Ryan is just going to be able to keep putting on the pressure here, keep forcing units to be produced, maybe even looking for a surround here.
Yeah, exactly. Can come in from all angles, mate. RiSky, he does have the defender's advantage. He does have a spine and a couple of queens as well with transfuses. But at the same time, NXZ, he comes in anyway from behind.
Yeah, the walls are coming down on this siege. He will be attacking from every angle. The Hydras are up behind these roaches here, just pinging away at all the units. And GG, well played. Good luck is called. Ryan qualifies for the main event.
GG, well played. Ryan NXZ Jones has done it. He has returned to competitive play in the first time in a long time. He comes back to StarCraft. He doesn't just make it to the closed qualifiers, he makes it all the way to the main event.
And he's back. He has returned.
The king has returned. Oh my god. NXZ. He's been gone for years. Again, I was talking about it with Yaku as we were casting the open qualifiers. He was last really competing in 2020, you know, just as COVID was coming around, just as Oreo was on the rise. During that qualifier last night, that was actually the first time that Oreo and NXZ have ever played in a tournament, in a competitive setting. It was crazy to see that like kind of historical data. And now that he's back, like, he is really proving his worth, showing that, you know, skill is temporary, class is permanent.
That does sound like something he would say. And meanwhile, we do have some results coming through from the other side of the bracket. Kind of surprising results here. It does look like ZvZ has managed to 3-0 Ender.
Oh.
And he punches his ticket to the main event.
Oh my god. I was not expecting such a dominant performance there by ZvZ. Shaking my head.
Hey,
but
man with gun is good. That Tarkov practice paying off.
God damn it. Apparently so. As ZvZ does make it through as well. Congratulations to both ZvZ and NXZ, as they are the players to make it through the upper brackets. And now it's all about that lower bracket.
Yeah, that's right. We do have this lower bracket shaping up now. So the two players that had lost that match will be dropping down to qualifying matches. So it looks like Ender will be dropping down to face Raza, and that means RiSky will be dropping down to face Azure.
Oh boy. And we know where we're going. We are, of course, going to be following RiSky here into his lower bracket match. Azure is patiently ready and waiting. Waiting, at least. I don't know if he is quite ready. I'm a little bit concerned because I am aware that specifically he has some PTSD regarding this matchup.
Yeah, he has been having a little bit of trouble in this matchup lately, but I think considering that he has made it to the to the closed qualifier, which I don't know if he was necessarily expecting that. I know he was very happy with that as a result. I think a bit of pressure is off his shoulder and he should be feeling a little bit more confident now.
I would hope, yeah. I would hope so. Yeah.
Meanwhile, if you don't mind, can I just have a second? I want to feed my cat and put the lights back on.
Go for it, mate. You went full doomer on me. You went
Yeah.
Oh my god. You're fading into the darkness. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. We are just getting ready for our next series here. I was gonna say that of course Ender is a very different Zerg player to RiSky. So because of that, I do think that Azure will have a bit of a better chance. Ender is known for his aggression, he's known for his all-ins, he's known for his roach timings. RiSky not as much, so I do think that Azure again will have a better chance and a better opportunity here against the Zerg player. But we'll see how it all kind of comes to fruition here as we get ready for our final series, for our final qualifying match. Again, if you want to tune into the other qualifying match featuring Raza and Ender, I believe that is being covered by Renegade X Studios. So head on over in that direction. Renegade X Studios has been, again, doing so well at covering these qualifiers alongside us and is in that other TVZ. As the players are just going to be conducting their vetoes, and I should probably also contact the players as well and let them know that we want in. Oh, actually, can I do something? Can I pull this off?
Oh boy.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello. As I was just setting everything up here, just messaging the players, and oh my god, okay, I need links, Papi, I need links. Asher, would you be opposed to a bit of an impromptu interview?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Let's go. Oh my god, it's gonna have to be a short one because I'm pretty sure Azure and RiSky are gonna get their things underway. But yeah, I would love to get Ryan on if I can.
Huh. All right. That'd be good.
Oh god. All right, here we go. I have sent him a link. Jump into general, papi. Oh god. As a sure and
we gotta snatch him. Get him in here.
Yeah, I gotta take him away from the mate's Discord, man. I gotta steal him. Oh god. Ah. As I would like to welcome the return of the king, Ryan NX Jones. Welcome to the CranKy Ducklings.
Hello, thank you.
Oh my god.
Oh, congratulations, Ryan. Good stuff.
Feels good, man. Feels good. Let's go. Let's go. Very happy with that. I thought I was gonna lose the last game. I thought it was so dead, but then he just like, you know, he sent it and then lost all his stuff. So lucky me.
I just want to welcome you back to the competitive scene, man, because I know you've been gone for a long time. And now that you make your return, mate, you make a splash. You know, you crush the next generation in Oreo. You hit his hopes and dreams, and but you make it all the way as well. You made it to the main event, man.
Yeah. You know, Oreo, he should study my games and he could learn a thing or two. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa!
Wow. Okay.
No, of course, I'm really happy. My expectations were not very high. I was very worried about even the open qualifier. So, you know, just, you know, beating Piglet, very happy with that. He's so good, so it's really hard to beat him. I was lucky just that he, I guess, wasn't prepared enough for the Roach all-in kind of, or well, maybe not all-in, but you know what I mean, pressure. And then RiSky, you know, maybe it's a ping diff, I don't know, but feels good.
Oh, so humble. Oh my god.
Skill diff, not ping diff.
Yeah, I mean, I think I planned the series well. Like,
yeah.
I won the 13-12 map, and I'd actually kind of preemptively tried to set that up on one of the previous maps. I sent my second Overlord on like a weird pattern so he wouldn't see it. So he'd be like used to not seeing my second Overlord, so he wouldn't notice till later or something like that, you know. So I was trying to get in his head. In the end, I was pretty sure he was going to 16 pull at the end, but I lost all my Overlords to his queen, so I should have been in a great spot, but it ended up being not so good. But yeah, I mean, it worked out. I'm very pleased. Top 8. You know, who knows? Maybe I can keep winning.
Yeah, definitely. I guess I also want to kind of ask, and I'm sure a lot of people are curious about this as well. When it comes to what is it that like brought you back? Like, what is it that really like entranced you with StarCraft again, and led to you returning to even trying to compete again?
I mean, it's kind of stupid, but it was Chappie's 5k turn bet.
Yeah.
That got me so hyped up. I was like, damn, that's so sick. And so, yeah. So then I kind of didn't really intend to play this qualifier necessarily, but I made a bet with Chappie, which I won as well. And then following that, I was like, well, I've been playing a lot. You know, I've played like, I don't know, it's probably 600 plus games in like 3 weeks. So, sorry to my girlfriend. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think you need to tell the people as well exactly what the bet was, because it's a pretty impressive fit.
Right. So I guess it was on the Korean server. I mean, I don't know how many people have experience with the Korean server, but it was a month to get to 5.6. K, which is pretty tough. Like I've only been above that 2 or 3 times before. Some people think it's easy, but for me it's quite tough. And I was able to make it like a week ago about now. So yeah, I mean, since my MMR's dropped, I'm like low MMR, so I'm just happy to win because like I've been doing terribly on ladder. I played Oreo on ladder, he killed me. I played Chappie on ladder, he killed me. I played Sheldon a bunch of times, he was killing me. I was just taking L's from everyone, so it feels good to at least win in the tournament, you know?
Yeah, very nice. And I have to say as well, compliments to you as well. You played it out really well in terms of tournament strategy. You did have really good setups for each of those series and good adaptations. I have to ask as well, with that match against Piglet, were you a little bit surprised to see him going for that same opening the 3rd time after you showed that roach roll now?
Well, I mean, I felt like his defense in the 2nd game was I mean, my execution wasn't that great, but his defense, I didn't like how the game played out from there, and I felt like he would be more ready in the 3rd game. But just like the way he was, I didn't really expect. To be honest, I wasn't intending to roach roll in game 3. It's just he started the reactor again. He was playing the same way. He was using the Reapers, and I was like, all right. And I was just like, okay, I'll just go faster with the roaches. Like I didn't know if I wanted limb speed or not. I cancelled it at the end because I was like, I guess I'm not supposed to have this. Like I literally was just kind of making it up. And I think that was a good decision. Like if I'd rallied Lings like I did in the 1st game, I think it wouldn't have helped at all. Like just the roaches, I think got me a huge lead. So I didn't feel like after the 2nd game, I think Waterfall I was successful because the map is so short, so I couldn't have time to react to my Brood Lords. If I played out a longer game, it might have been tough. But you know, I didn't go in intending to do that. It's just like, oh, he's doing it again. You know, like everything's the same. Piglet's the kind of guy that will just do the same stuff. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess the moral of the story is make sure you gamble, everyone. Sometimes it can pay off. Sometimes you can inspire an old legend to come back, Kappa.
Yeah, GG's. Feels good. I guess you're going to keep casting, right? You got more games?
Yeah. I don't want to keep you too long because we are actually holding up Azure and RiSky.
Okay. Well, enjoy that. You know, I think we'll see if Azure can win a late game. You know, so hopefully you can.
Yeah.
All right.
Congratulations, man. Again, you did a really good job qualifying this season. Like, you really impressed us.
All right. Thanks. Have a good one. Take care.
All right.
Oh my god. Yeah, it was crazy. I actually wasn't too certain about the bet that he made, where he hit 5.6k in Korea. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a pretty serious MMR. So he did really well with that. I think he surprised a lot of people, including himself.
Yeah, exactly. Things you can accomplish, especially when you don't have too much pressure on you or too much expectations either. So. I look forward to seeing him on the mainstream in DreamHack. I look forward to Pig and Maynard and everyone interacting with him as well after such a long time. It's exciting times.
Yeah, 100%. That'll be really cool to watch. But this tournament is far from over. We still have 2 more qualifying matches. And here we go with the first of those. It is Azure versus RiSky.